Guys, Involve.ai is doing $185,000 a month in revenue today. That's up from total revenue last year of 1.5 million and total revenue in 2021, a year before that, of just 250K. They slugged for 4 years, launched in 2017 to get that first 250K, had 16 grand left in the bank, almost shut it down. And then G recognized, oh my gosh, Verizon's got a bunch of accounts on our platform, 40K people using it. They landed a $1.45 million contract with Verizon. That spurred them to where they are today. Raised a 16 million Series A last year at a 64 million post-money valuation. They still have the majority of that, over 10 million in the bank. They're not profitable yet, but only burning 90 grand a month relative to the cash in the bank. Plenty of runway there. A team of 12 as they scale. Involve.ai, it helps you understand which of your customers are likely to expand or stay flat or even churn or contract. Helps you deliver a better customer experience. Hey folks, my guest today is Gaurav Bhattacharya. He goes by G. He grew up in Delhi, lost his father to cancer at a young age, and this led to his first venture, a patient experience platform for doctors. Following its success, he moved to the US, dove into AI. His goal, revolutionizing workplace, product, healthcare, pet care, and finance with AI. He's doing this at Involve.ai. Gaurav, you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, super excited to be here. Thanks for the opportunity. And like I was telling you, Nathan, I'm such a big fan of the podcast, and it's an honor to be here.
Well, okay, now tell me all your numbers. Tell me, you know the drill, right? So tell me a story of a customer that's using you today and what they use you for.
Yeah, sounds good. So we've had a kind of like a roller coaster journey. So I'll kind of start from the top here. So when we started Involve, we started it as our goal was, hey, we'll start an employee experience platform. So we were like, hey, people would go and give back to the community. That's what me and my co-founder were really passionate about. So we started as a B2C application. We got
And
to
what
4
year was
million
that?
downloads. And this was in 2017. So we've had
2017.
Involve with a very long journey now, multiple products. So 2017, we started this company. We raised a little bit of seed money. We raised $1.5 million and we got to tons of users. And so we were sending millions of people around the world, do community events and volunteering events around them. But we could just never find like how to monetize this. We were not able to make any money or make it a sustainable business. We got to 250,000 in annual revenue. So that was kind of like our
What
journey
year
of
was
like
that?
starting. It took about 4 years. So 4 years of slogging and we just couldn't turn on a monetization switch.
So what year did you
So I
do
remember it was
250 grand a year?
that was like year four. So that
So
was
like 2021,
2020,
2020.
2021. That's spot on. Yep,
Okay.
2021 actually. Yeah. So you got it. And then so for our journey, Nathan, was, I had 2 weeks of runway left. I had like $16,000 in the bank. I had 9 people in the company. And we were like, hey, I was actually writing like a goodbye email to all our users. And then my co-founder comes to me and he's like, hey, we have all of this data on our system, right? We've been collecting, we had Salesforce, we had user data, we had Snowflake for all our users, we have AWS data. And he was like, can we analyze this to really find out like what failed? Like why did we mess up and what kind of led to this like downfall basically? So we were like, okay, one last attempt, we're going to go back and look at all this data. And we find out that we have 40,000 users from Verizon using us for free. So we were like, why are so many users from Verizon using us? And and so we reached out to one of the HR leaders and we were like, hey, just want to let you know we're shutting down the platform. Um, and she was upset. She was like, don't shut it down because we rely on this. Like we go do all these community events, we do our corporate social responsibility through this. So that was really cool, right? So that was a really great insight. They actually decided to pay us $1.45 million because that was in their budget of what they were spending or looking for a platform that year in 2021, which gave us enough runway to survive. We did pivot, however, into the realm of AI,
Well,
but
gee,
that
hold
was
on,
our
hold on, hold
origin of
on,
like
hold
how
on.
did
So
we
we can't just skip over
uh,
so 2020, you go back, you do your research. 2021, you convinced Verizon to pay you 1.45 million. That's all money up front in that year, 2021.
that is correct. Yep, that was 2021.
Okay, but you just told me you did 250K of revenue in 2021. So when did the 1.45 million revenue
That
come
was
in?
Yeah, so that was in 2021. That was November of 2021. Verizon pays us 1.45. We're not counting it as annual revenue because that was just like to service the community platform, which we no longer service. But that was like the aha moment for us that said, hey, there's something here. We can look at the data that we have and come to some really strong aha moments. Can we do this for other companies? And that's kind of what led to our current platform and what we are up to now, basically.
I
So
see.
I just wanted to kind of plug that story. So that's kind of how we started.
Well, so G,
We
give us
launched
the
this
story. So
platform.
250K of revenue in 2021. What was revenue in 2022?
So I'm not going to count Verizon of this. So we went from so again, the 250,000 in revenue was also from the old product. So not counting any of the old product, we went from 0 to 1.5 million in ARR from when we started in 2022 to where we ended 2022 at. So that was kind of our revenue in 2022.
Okay, got it. And then where do you think you'll finish this year at?
So this year we're launching another product. So we want to get to about 5 million by the end of the year.
And how much revenue did you do last month in June?
So June, we are at 2.2 million now.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you did about $180,000 in revenue last month.
That's correct.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right, so the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here, and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview.
So now tell us a customer story today. Who is a customer paying you today and how do they use you?
Yeah, so I'll think of a customer. One of our favorite customers is a company called Nintex. And so Nintex is a 150 million ARR company. They are a company that does they have workflow management systems, and we plug into their insights. So they have a lot of customer data that they collect. So usage patterns, usage trends. They also collect data about the sales in Salesforce, like who are they selling to, what are they selling, how are they selling. We are a prediction platform, so we call ourselves like an early warning system, and that's kind of what we are building.
For what? Early warning for what?
So early warning for predicting customer health, customer churn. That's kind of what we have been doing up till now.
So you compete with like Churn Zero and some of these retention tools?
So we're not a customer success platform, so they have a lot of their workflow tools, but we would compete. You could say we compete with Churn Zero, like Gainsight would be another one, right? The others as well.
I see.
But what we are focused on, our specialty is, can we look at your data? Can we apply AI to it? And can we help you make meaningful predictions on which customers to focus on, which sales opportunities to focus on? And then now what we are launching is also like, can you now generate lead lists or opportunity lists or target lists and then have automated follow-ups on your behalf. So like AI do follow-ups for you. So
I
for
see.
Nintex as an example, they use it for looking at the data and saying these are a list of our 100,000 customers, which 20,000 customers are at risk of churn, which 30,000 customers have upsell cross-sell opportunities and why. And then can we craft meaningful automated sequences, then someone can go and edit and tweak per customer and then send it off and just have that automated process of predicting which customers to focus on, what to do about it, and then doing that and taking that next action. So
This
we're
makes
doing
tons
all
of
of that.
sense.
Yeah.
So what, talk to me a little bit about how many customers today, how many how many customers are paying you at least something per month right now?
Yeah, 70 customers right now.
Well, okay. So you're very much an enterprise motion. I mean, you're charging a lot.
I would say mid-market, yeah. Mid-market motion, average contract values are $52,000, I believe, right now. But 40, 50,000, 60,000, those are like our average deals. We are trying to launch like a really self-serve motion. It's very new for us, but we just launched the application in the Chrome store. We call it R2D2 from Star Wars, and we just launched it as the Chrome app. We literally launched it 10 days ago, Nathan. So it's a great plug for me. Like I would love, and hopefully by the time this podcast comes out, it's much better. But it's free to use, and we have 500 users just using it in the past 10 days now. So getting some traction here, but we're really
So
trying to
G, hold on,
build
slow down a little bit. I
automated
want to slow down
self-service.
a little bit. I want to break down some of this. So you launched R2D2, join R2D2.com. It has 288 users right now on the
That's
Chrome
correct.
store and 13 reviews. Did you do something specific to get those 13 reviews so quickly? Did you ask? And if so, what copy did you use to get the reviews?
We did. We asked some of our early users. We were like, hey, if you're having value, if you're getting value, it's actually 500 users, Nathan. Chrome Store always takes more time to update. So I can see the numbers here on our user base. It's always like a week late. That's something that we have noticed, and others have too. The reviews were early users who were using it. I wrote the first review because I was like, hey, I really get value out of this, and I just want to get the ball rolling. But we asked some of our early users to say, hey, can you please give us feedback and if you like it, then post a review there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a key thing about when you launch on the stores. You've got to figure out how to get 5-star reviews quickly. So after you posted, you got Ryan Laughlin to give it,
Sure.
Susie Pang, Paul Arambal. These are all, it sounds like, active customers on the platform that you asked.
That's correct. Yep.
That's great. Okay, I love this. How many? So I guess 70 folks, 70 paying customers today. You're doing $185,000 a month in revenue. That means the average customer is paying something like $2,500, $3,000 a month for the tool. What are ways that you upsell? Do you upsell on number of customers, number of seats, feature-based upselling? How do you do it?
Yeah. So we are not great at this, Nathan. So I'm not gonna like do a good job at this. Like for all our products, we've been really bad at an upsell motion. We basically the customers who have bought more have been like were completely underpaying us, and we haven't nailed down pricing. Just being very sincere here, we basically have always been like all you can eat kind of pricing. So it's like, hey, let's get all your users, unlimited users. Now we are moving into a consumption-based package. So we've come up with this terminology called actions. When every company that we work with gets 5,000 actions with us, and when they will use those actions, they will have an upsell motion. But it's too early for us. So far, we've been like pricing super simple. It's like you get unlimited users, you get everything, and we haven't done good pricing and packaging. Maybe something that I should learn better, watch all your other podcasts and do something good here.
Well, it's just when I go to your pricing page, I see an error. It says, hello, this quiz is unavailable. So I'm curious how you're signing up people if your pricing page seems to be broken.
Yeah, that's a good one. It just broke yesterday. We were trying to implement a new pricing. So great catch there. I'm gonna go and fix it.
What were you trying to change or test?
We were adding the consumption-based pricing and just like open, transparent pricing so people could sign up to that motion.
Oh, interesting. Okay, very cool. You keep saying we. You mentioned a co-founder. At the start, did you guys just split it 50-50?
Yeah, that is correct. They're 50-50.
That's awesome. And how many folks are full-time today?
Small team, we're 12 people right now.
That's amazing. So 12 people doing 185 grand a month in revenue. That's good revenue per employee. What's the team look like? How many engineers?
Yeah, so we have 70% of us as engineers. So my co-founder is product. So she does product design. And then we have one designer. Rest of them are full stack engineers. And then we have a couple of people in sales and marketing. Three
And
people in sales and marketing and customer
and
success, basically.
and have you
That's
raised
it.
any
So very
more
small.
since the 1.7 pre-seed round in 2017?
We did. We actually got a Series A with Sapphire Ventures. So they led our Series A in 2022, and we raised 16 million in Series A. And we haven't used a lot of that money. We still have that cash, and we just want to find like deep product market fit before we start like expanding the team, growing the team, and adding to it. So very focused on building a great product first that has good unit economics, and then we want to go to market with it.
And you said 1.6 million, 16 million.
That is good. Yep.
Interesting. Can I ask what valuation you raised that at, or a range?
Yeah, it was 48 pre, so 64 post.
Interesting. And help me understand how you negotiated that valuation. Did it feel fair at the time?
Yeah, they were really nice. This was like the first big round that we had ever done, and I'm not a good fundraiser. So we asked them what's fair and what's market, and they were like, this looks good. We were like, great, let's do it. So we didn't go through negotiations, or I wasn't a good founder where I was like, no, we should be 100 million. But I feel we did the right thing because there's a lot of, CEOs that I listen to that raise that really high valuations, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 million in early days. And it's really hard now, right? With the markets where they are, it's really hard to live up to those valuations. So we were lucky that we got a fair number. It's still high from where we were and where we are, but I feel we can catch up to it and at least get to the next stage.
And how
Quickly.
much,
And for us,
going back
Nathan,
to your 1.7 pre-seed round in 2017, did you sell about 20 or 25% of the company back then?
We did 25% back then, and then we did like close to then 20-ish% in the next round.
Okay, got it. So that first round cap was something like 6 million, 7 million, something like that.
That is correct. That
Interesting.
6 million pre.
Six
Spot on.
pre. Yeah.
That's really good math. It's crazy math, Nathan.
You
What
know
are you
my
doing? It's a wrong. You have
you know
wrong
my
career.
style.
It should be a
So I mean, how old are you today, G?
I'm 29.
And so when you look at sort of what you're learning, right, you've sold call it 20, 25% of your company twice now, right? So you're diluted down to probably something like 25, 26% to yourself. How do you think about managing dilution?
Yeah, so for now, Nathan, what we have learned now, and the markets have changed a lot, right? I'm sure you guys are looking at that too. Now, from now on, we really don't think capital is a big lever at all anyway, especially with AI. I'm a big believer that with artificial intelligence, people will be able to do just so much more, right? Everything that does not require deep human connection, like us talking and sharing ideas, can be done better, faster, and cheaper with AI. So we're doing a lot of work in our products, but we're doing 70% of our coding is now done with AI. We are big users of Bard and GPT and some of the GPT engineers, some open source models. We use it like religiously. We use it for copywriting. We use it for sales. We use our own product to be able to find leads, to create personalized email, send it out to customers, send it out to new prospects. I feel more and more the times are going to be back to like the early days of like when Instagram was sold for $1 billion with just 13 people, when WhatsApp was $20 billion with just 40 people. I feel that's the time we're going back to, and AI is going to help us do that. And capital is not going to be a massive leverage. It's going to be a leverage without, if you can get it without dilution, like how you guys are also working on the fund that you guys are working on. I feel that's the new way of doing it. So for us right now, we're so focused on product and adding customers organically. We don't think we would need to raise another round, at least in the near future, to keep growing. And we feel we can get to 10 million, even 20 million in ARR very quickly without even raising extra capital.
How much of the 16 million Series A do you still have in the bank today?
75% of it. So 10 million plus now. 12
Oh, wow.
million. I have to check how much exactly.
Okay, that's great. And what are your, like, in terms of monthly, are you burning capital today each month or no?
Very little. So our gross is like 2.5 million a year, and then we're not breaking even, but we're close to breaking even.
Well,
So
just look at the numbers.
probably
If we
in
just
that
look at the
range.
numbers from like last month. So if you did 185,000 of top line revenue in June and your total expenses were 300K, your net burn would have been like 100K or something.
That's exactly what the net burn is. Yeah, I think it's 90K a month right now on average.
Yeah, that's great. You have plenty of run rate, G. Well, we're rooting for you, but we're out of time for today. Let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite book?
Ooh, I would say How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Always a classic. I really enjoy rereading it all the time, especially as an engineer. I love going back to it.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Oh, I love Elon Musk. He's polarizing, but I love following him. I feel the guy's brilliant, beautiful product. So I hope he wins. I hope Twitter wins.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building Involve?
Oh, great question. I think GitHub is amazing. We live and breathe through it. They have so many free tools for coding now. Like the Copilot is free for everyone. There's always a paid version, but that's my favorite.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Oh, I try to average at 6. I feel like anything more, I feel guilty that I'm not working hard enough. I'm still like, I'm a hard worker. I love working 7 days a week. But if any less, I'm not productive at all. So
Oh.
6.5 is beautiful for me.
And you mentioned you're 29 today.
That is correct. Yep.
Okay, and what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos?
Single, no kids. My startup's my baby.
I love that.
I have a couple of fur babies, a couple of dogs, and that's all.
Last question, G. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
Oh, just believe in yourself. I've always doubted myself a lot. I feel like, especially as an immigrant founder coming to the US, I've had a difficult time believing that I'm good enough, that I can be a good CEO, I can be a good founder, or I could just be a good salesperson or a good engineer. I think that imposter syndrome. So if I can go back and just say, hey, believe in yourself more, believe in your gut and intuition, I wish I did that earlier.
Guys, Involve.ai is doing $185,000 a month in revenue today. That's up from total revenue last year of 1.5 million and total revenue in 2021, a year before that, of just 250K. They slugged for 4 years, launched in 2017 to get that first 250K, had 16 grand left in the bank, almost shut it down. And then G recognized, oh my gosh, Verizon's got a bunch of accounts on our platform, 40K people using it. They landed a $1.45 million contract with Verizon. That spurred them to where they are today. Raised a 16 million Series A last year at a 64 million post-money valuation. They still have the majority of that, over 10 million in the bank. They're not profitable yet, but only burning 90 grand a month relative to the cash in the bank. Plenty of runway there. A team of 12 as they scale. Involve.ai, it helps you understand which of your customers are likely to expand or stay flat or even churn or contract. Helps you deliver a better customer experience. G, thanks for taking us to the top. One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.